Hey, I'm Lizzie Armanto, and we're kicking off the Theodore Payne 2024 Native Plant Garden Tour by showing you around my yard. Evan's here from Theodore Payne Foundation, and we're gonna check out some plants and go skate. In 2020, I was here and I was stuck at home for a while, which is not normal, and so I just had a lot of time to just get into the garden, and there's been a lot of iterations, and after a lot of help, we've got to this. Californica Nursery, they kind of drew out a plan and they picked out most of these plants. I definitely like a little bit of chaos. Dude, this guy's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it to bloom because they have these beautiful yellow flowers, and I feel like it's like a Dr. Seuss plant.
For sure.
It just kind of grows up and it'll just continue to get taller and rise above all this little stuff. So I picked out this plant specifically because it's a version of a sunflower, but it's around all year. I don't think you have to be an expert to do this, and I think that's why it's so intimidating for a lot of people to be like, what should I put in my garden? It feels sometimes it feels polarizing because you go to your regular nursery and they just have kind of whatever, but then if you find a place that specializes in natives like Theodore Payne, sometimes you go there and there's just so many things and it feels like everyone knows what they're talking about, but you don't have to be an expert. This is literally for anyone who wants to garden. This big sage that's just sprawling is actually a rescue. When it was raining a lot, there was a mudslide. Basically, the county just comes and shovels all that stuff away, and I went and just tried to take what I could so that it wouldn't just get dumped. And this thing is surviving. That's a part of the thing, knowing that some things are gonna die. There's a huge dead patch right here, but when I see this, I'm like, oh, it's a cool opportunity to think of something new. A garden is something that grows with you, and you get to edit on the way. So this is the last part of the garden, and my favorite part, because I spend the most time back here. Here's my ramp, and it's very pink back here, and amongst all the pink is a bunch of native plants. I feel like everyone who I bring back here, they're always blown away by how nice the garden is, because normally skate ramps are in the middle of a junkyard, or they're in this void space. Here's the latest graphic, the Birdhouse Theodore Payne collab board, and there is some coast live oak. There's 2 scrub jays and a California sister, and both of these have a symbiotic relationship with the coast live oak. Alita Bonita did this graphic and she killed it. It's one of my favorite graphics so far. Both the native plant community and the skateboard community, they're intensely passionate about what they do. Once you get into it, your perception of the world changes, where it's all of a sudden this thing in the back of your head is always going, where it's oh, that's there's a native plant, or there's a native plant, I never noticed that this was here. And I think the same happens in skateboarding when we're oh, this is a spot, oh, it's almost you could skate that. And it's something constant, and your imagination is kind of just running wild. Yes, gardening is an art form, but you're a lot less in control of what's gonna happen. Whereas skating is just all you. Thanks for checking out my garden, and I hope you're inspired to learn more about the plants in your backyard.